Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel, and in this video I kind of want to just give my, initial reaction to the Giants schedule being released, and also maybe have some little fun with it, maybe give a way too early prediction on how the Giants will do this season. So let's get right into the video. So, for those of you who don't know, the NFL did release his schedule, on Thursday. So, yeah, I think it's really exciting, obviously. It's kind of weird as a Giants fan actually looking forward to a season because, we haven't. Last year was a very big surprise. We were actually good again, and when we weren't good, it wasn't necessarily the most hype experience to see the schedule because you would just go down and see, oh, that's a lot, L. But like I said, things have turned around. Seems like we're a good competitive team again, and I'm actually super pumped for the next season. So, let's just go right into the schedule. So, I mean, first off, I think this is definitely a harder schedule than last year. I mean, I think we're playing some harder divisions. For example, we're playing the AFC East and the NFC West, those are definitely harder divisions than we played last year. Like we played the cupcake AFC South last year. I mean, we swept the whole division, and I don't think we'll be sweeping a division this year. Because we're gonna play some really tough teams. Like San Fran, Seattle, Miami, Buffalo. So it's definitely harder this season, but I think we got better. And, I still think, we can pull out through. I still think we're making the playoffs this year. So, yeah, I mean, let's get right into, each game individually now. So, in week one, we are actually playing at home against Dallas on Sunday night. I mean, I'm super pumped for that. I mean, that's a great, way to open the season, playing, arguably your biggest rival, prime time, week one. Doesn't get much better than that, and I do think actually, I'm going to say I think the Giants pulled a W in this one. I think we definitely improved this offseason, and I think, we're good enough now to where we can actually split with Dallas. So so I definitely think we're good enough to at least win one. But I think it's probably what's going to happen. Spoiler, but yeah, I definitely think we'll probably be splitting with Dallas this year. So I think that week one game, Sunday Night Football, definitely think it's a dub. And then week two, got a 4 o'clock Sunday game at Arizona. I mean, they're a dumpster fire of a team. No offense to any, Cardinals fans out there, but they're just not a good team. Kyler Murray won't be back yet, so I think it should be an easy W for the Giants. But then next game, it's Thursday night. We're playing at San Fran, so on a short week, we got to play San Francisco. I mean, that's going to be a really tough game. I think, I still think San Francisco, them and Philly, they're still the class of the NFC. So, I think it's going to be, a very tough game for the Giants, especially in a short week. And I got the Giants taking the L on that one, if I'm just to be honest. I just still think San Francisco, even though we got better this offseason, San Francisco is still just a better team than us. And then next week, so Monday night, week 4 Monday night game, we got against Seattle at home. Definitely going to be a very exciting game. I think, Seattle's another team like us, they surprised a lot of people last year. And, I think they definitely got better this offseason. I think they got a really good young team. Gino took, a step up, props to him. So, I mean, yeah, I'm really excited for this game. I think this game's definitely a toss-up, if I'm being honest. I think we're two very even teams. But, end of the day, I think just because the Giants are at home field advantage, it's a West Coast team traveling to the East. A lot of travel. So I think, that's definitely going to give the Giants a slight advantage in this game, and I got the Giants taking the W. And then so week 5, it's a Sunday 1 o'clock game. We're playing at Miami. I think Miami's a very solid team. I think traveling down to Miami, that can be a very tough game. I'm not sure. I think it's another game where the Giants are pretty even with the Dolphins. I think they have a lot of talent. I think as long as they're healthy, especially if Tua's healthy, I think they're a very dangerous team. And if I'm going to be honest, I got the Giants taking the L on this one. And I think it is it's going to be a close game. I don't think we're obviously not going to get blown out. I do think the Giants can win this game. But if you ask me right here, right now, I'm going to say Miami takes the dub on that one. So, and then to go on to week 6, we're actually playing another Sunday night game we have. So, Giants get a lot of primetime games because they're actually good again. So, nice to see, especially for people like me who don't live, in the TV market. So, it's a lot easier to watch the games, when they're actually on national television. So definitely a dub in my book. So, but anyways, yeah. I mean, it's Sunday night game at Buffalo. Gonna be very, the Buffalo, rocking crowd, rocking atmosphere. They're definitely a great team. I still have, I have Buffalo winning that one. I got the Giants taking the L. I mean, I just still, even though we did get better, similar kind of San Francisco game. Even though we did get better, I just think Buffalo's just a better team than us. We're still not at the level of a championship contender. We got closer, I think, but we're still not at that level. So I got Buffalo taking the W on this one. And then week 7, Sunday 1 o'clock game, playing Washington at home. I think the Giants take the W on this one. Washington definitely they're definitely getting better. They got rid of Dan Snyder, so they may actually have the possibility of actually being good again as a franchise. So hopefully this means the NFC East is going to be even more competitive. But yeah, I mean, I still think we're a better team than Washington. They're a solid team, don't get me wrong, but I think we're better than them. Especially at home, I think we get the dub on this one. And then week 8, got the Jets at home. Should be a very interesting game. It's going to be Aaron Rodgers' first, New York, one of Aaron Rodgers' first games, playing as a Jet. And, I mean, it's going to be a super interesting game. The Giants, we share the stadium with the Jets, obviously. The Jets are a very solid team. They got a great defense. I'm very interested to see how they actually do with Aaron Rodgers. Are they going to be like a Matt Stafford type of situation to the Rams, or are they going to be more of the Russell Wilson to the Broncos? I think it's going to be super interesting to see how that plays out. But I'm going to say I do think the Giants get the W on this one. I do think it's kind of a toss-up, though. I mean, obviously, because I think the Jets are a good team, but we do technically have home field advantage, so the stadium is going to be mostly blue for the Giants. So I got the Giants. I think it's going to give the Giants a slight edge. Yeah, the Giants taking the W in that one. So in week 9, we're playing at Las Vegas. I mean, the Raiders, they're not a bad team, but they're a dumpster fire, It's just, they have so much going on, they're just so unpredictable. But I think we get the W on this one, It's going to be Darren Waller's homecoming game, and it's a 4 o'clock game on a Sunday as well. But yeah, I just think, we're the better team. I think we're going to pull out the dub. And then we got, next game, week 10, we're playing at Dallas. And I think it's going to be another very close game. I think we definitely got closer to a team like Dallas, in terms of just how good we are as a team. But if you ask me right now, I think, Dallas takes the W on this one. I think the Giants are going to take the L. I think I just think we're going to split with Dallas. I think we're just very even teams. I think we're going to split with them, We win at our place, they win at their place. End of the day, though, I still think the Giants can be very competitive against Dallas, which is very good to see. And then, because they're a good team, And then week 11, playing at Washington, I think, we won a little controversially, there last year with, the questionable, reffing at the end. But, end of the day, I still think we're better than Washington. I think we get the dub in this game. It is a Sunday 1 o'clock game as well. And then week 12, we're playing, it's a 1 o'clock game, playing at home versus New England. And, I think we get the dub on this one. Bill Belichick, his time's up. I'm being honest. I don't think he should be there that much longer. I think that ship's kind of sailed at this point. I think, they're an okay team, but I think we're a good team. And I think good teams beat okay team, especially at home. So I think the Giants take the dub on this one. And then week 13 is our bye week, so very interesting to see, It's a very late bye for the Giants. I don't remember the last time we even had a bye this late. So it would definitely be very interesting to see how things, play out with such a late bye. Like, I definitely could see us, maybe slipping up. Maybe like at, in this like week 11, week 12 games. I still think we're going to get the dubs, but I think we could be tired. Maybe injuries are piling up at that point. So I think if we're going to, there's going to be a game that we should win, that we lose, and maybe, the New England game. But I still think we can get the dub on that one. And anyways, week 14, home against the Packers. I have no idea how good the Packers are going to be, All depends on Jordan Love. Is Jordan Love going to be absolute booty cheeks, or is he actually going to be a solid quarterback? We will have to wait and see. But at the end of the day, I think it's actually a Monday night game as well. Like I said, a lot of primetime games this year. So, that's what happens when you're good. So, but I definitely think the Giants still get the dub in this one. I still just think we're the better team than Green Bay. And then week 15, we play at New Orleans. I don't think New Orleans is that good of a team, but they're a little unpredictable. Very interested to see how Derek Carr does for them. I think Derek Carr is definitely a slight upgrade at least, over Andy Dalton. But at the end of the day, I still think they have a very bloated roster. They're definitely not what they were. So I think the Giants get the W in this one. And then week 16, a Monday 4:30 game, actually Christmas Day. So Giants are playing all these primetime Christmas type of game, national television games. But this is at Philly. And if I'm going to be honest, I think the Giants are taking the L. I still think, Philly's just a better roster than the Giants. And especially at Philly, Christmas Day game, those Philly fans, they're going to be absolutely rocking. I just think Philly's a better team. It's just me being honest. Philly just has overall just an insane roster. And, Howie Roseman keeps pulling out his black magic in the draft. So, it is what it is. We're just going to deal with the Eagles for a good decade, if I'm being honest, of them just being a really good team. And then week 17, Sunday 1 o'clock game, we're playing the Rams at home. I think the Rams are definitely, another unpredictable team kind of this year. Who knows what they're going to look like when they're healthy? Are they going to be healthy with Matthew Stafford? Are they going to be healthy with, Cooper Kupp? Are we going to get the Matt Stafford we saw early last year where he was not good before he got injured? Or the Matt Stafford that took them to the Super Bowl? But at the end of the day, I still think we're a better team than the Rams. I still think, they're definitely not a Super Bowl contender anymore. But I think, they're probably going to be a pretty solid team, pretty average type of team, if I had to guess right now. And I think the Giants are good enough to beat those type of teams at home consistently, especially with, such a great coaching staff as we had. And then the Week 18 game, it is a Sunday. The date is to be determined because the NFL, they like to flip all those games at the end of the year to get, all the really good, playoff implication matchups, in the primetime type of slots. Kind of like what the Giants had last year, where they flexed our Week 18 game against the Eagles to, Sunday night. And it is at home against the Eagles, but I'll be honest, I still think we're taking the L on this one. Like I said, like I mentioned when we play, the Eagles earlier, San Fran, Buffalo, we're just not at the contender level. I just still think they're just a better roster than us. And I think, they blew us out pretty much. I don't count last year's Week 18 game because, we didn't have our starters. But, the games where we actually had our starters when we played them, they blew us out. And I think the goal this year with Philly is not to get blown out, actually make the games competitive. Because even if you lose the games, if we lose a game against them, by 7 points, that's still a lot better than losing by 30 against them. So I just want to see improvements against Philly. I'm not expecting W's, but I think we have what it takes to actually be competitive against them, which is what I want to see. And so for those of you who have haven't been necessarily following the W's and L's I've been taking, numerically, I have the Giants' final record as 11-6. So I do think the Giants are going to take a little bit of a step in terms of regular season performance. So I think it's going to be a slight step. I don't think we're going to take some huge, massive step. I don't think we're going to come out here and be, some 13-4 team, especially since we actually have, a pretty difficult schedule. We play a lot of good teams, San Fran, Seattle, Miami, Buffalo, our division, a lot of actually, solid teams we have to play. So I don't think the Giants are going to have some, insane type of season or some insane jump. But, I do think, it's going to be a slight jump. The Giants are definitely going to be better in terms of regular season. Playoffs, I'm not as sure because I still don't think we're on the level of a San Fran or a Philly. And we're probably going to have to go, in a divisional round game, go beat one of them at their house. And if I'm being honest, I don't think we're at that level yet. But I definitely think, we're getting there. I definitely think maybe next year or the year after, that's definitely when we're going to really see the Giants actually be a bona fide contender. But yeah, I still think this is a building step year. We're getting there. We're just not there yet. And, interested to see this, how the schedule plays out. I actually, kind kind of excited for it. Like I said, definitely a tough schedule, but I'm ready. I want to see how the Giants respond to this challenge. I actually think there's actually somewhat of a target on the Giants' back this year. The Giants aren't some surprise team anymore. Like, we're expected to be good, and can we, you know, keep a hold of those expectations? Can we prove that we are here to stay? But anyways, I think that's the end of my video. I'd love to hear what you guys have to think about the schedule, or maybe like what your records for the Giants are going to be this year. I'd love to hear them in the comments. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any other Giants videos, I post. And, I'm trying to keep y'all updated with any big news that comes, in with the Giants, this off season. And anyways, thank y'all for watching and have a blessed day.